But anyway, I'm going to call up Ricky Isler. Ricky Isler is our keynote speaker today, and she is a hypnotherapist, and she's amazing, and she's so into our woman issue community, and she was a speaker at our Biz Brigade Leadership Conference on May 3rd, and she did something that was really, I don't know if are you going to do that again today?
I'm going to do something different.
Okay, that's good. Okay, she's fabulous. Here's Ricky.
Okay, hello everyone. Today I thought I'd just start with clearing up any misconceptions you may have or may not have about hypnosis. What it is, and more importantly, what it isn't. So it is not a state of sleep in any way. Now some people get pretty relaxed that they do fall asleep, but it is not a state of sleep. It is not a loss of consciousness in any way. You are fully awake and aware the whole time. You know where you are, you know what you're hearing. So it's not a loss of consciousness. And it is also not a loss of control in any way. So how many of you have been to one of those stage hypnosis shows? Yeah, they're hilarious. And it looks like the hypnotist is controlling those people on the stage. That is not what's happening. The reality of it is that the people who are getting up there, they know what they're signing up for. They're ready to let loose, have some fun, entertain the people, and they know that they're going to do some pretty crazy, silly things. So the hypnotist will, if some people aren't responding, they're not relaxing enough, those guys get sent back to their chairs. But the ones up there, they're ready to just let loose. So, but if the hypnotist were to give them a suggestion that goes against their morals, or for something that they really truly don't want to do, they would either pop out of hypnosis or just ignore the suggestion. Because hypnosis cannot make you do something that you don't want to do. And in fact, hypnosis is just a normal, natural state of mind that we are all in and out of all day, every day. The first time it happens is when you wake up in the morning. So when you're sleeping in a deep sleep, your brain waves are going really slow down here. And when you come up to full conscious awareness, your brain waves are going really quickly up here, and it's in this in-between state where the brain waves are speeding up that you actually come through a natural hypnotic state. And then it happens again as you fall asleep at night, and the brain waves slow down. Or anytime you're just kind of zoned out, staring off into space, daydreaming, you're in hypnosis. Yeah? Or have you ever driven from point A to point B and not really remembered the road? Yes. All the time. It happens to all of us. And it's very safe because what's happening is you are focusing on one thing to the exclusion of everything else. Subconsciously, you're focused on driving safely. So although you see everything in the moment, when you get to your destination, it just kind of all falls away and you don't remember it. You're like, did I run the red light? I don't know. But it's perfectly fine. Or anytime.
Ricky says it's okay to run the red light. Here's her number.
Okay, so anytime you're zoned into a screen of some sort, or even reading a book. So when you're watching a screen, whether it's video games, movie, TV, you're in a hypnotic state. You're again focusing on that one thing to the exclusion of everything else. And when you're watching a movie and say you're really into it and something kind of sad happens, you get that lump in your throat, your eyes start to well up, or something scary happens and kind of just startles you. What's happening there is logically and consciously, you know what you're seeing on that screen is not real, but your subconscious mind actually doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So it takes what it's seeing on that screen as being very real and makes your body respond in those ways because your mind controls your body. Now to demonstrate what hypnosis feels like, you're all going to do it right now. It just takes a couple of seconds. So where you are, just get comfortable. Go ahead and close your eyes. Yes. Oh, it's nothing really. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and exhale. And open your eyes. And you were just in hypnosis. So it's just a normal, natural state of mind. You're in and out of all the time. And essentially hypnosis is where you access and speak to the subconscious mind to affect change. And so in hypnosis, we guide you into relaxation of your body and then your mind. A state of hypnosis is achieved where we provide you with hypnotic suggestion towards your goals or whatever it is you want. And you can imagine your inner mind is like this vault, and there's a security guard standing outside the vault. Now that security guard is the judgmental, analytical part of your conscious mind. So in hypnosis, we kind of give that security guard a bottle of wine and just tell him to go chill for a bit. So then we've got access directly to the subconscious. And in hypnosis, your subconscious is like this sponge. It's just ready to absorb and take everything in as long as it is what you want, because hypnosis cannot make you do something you don't want to do. But as long as it is what you want, your subconscious is going to take all that information in. We kind of tweak some things, give you some new information, some new programming for your conscious mind to access in day-to-day life. So then you begin to make different choices, feel differently about things, and it's just very normal and natural because it's change happening from the inside out. Okay, so we're bypassing the analytical part of the mind to create that change. So now that you understand a little bit more about hypnosis, I'm going to shift gears and focus and talk about something that affects all of us at one time or another, for the most part, and that is limiting beliefs. Familiar to anyone? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Those unconscious, invisible barriers that we sometimes create for ourselves in our minds that hold us back from achieving our full potential. Limiting beliefs are essentially negative thoughts or perceptions that we hold about ourselves and our capabilities. And some examples would be, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve happiness. I don't have the time. I'm too old to start something new. I could never do that. And the list goes on. It's too hard, right? Any of those familiar? So these beliefs, while they feel very real, are often not based on facts or reality, but instead on our interpretations of past events. And they can originate from various sources. The first one would be childhood experiences. Criticism or negative feedback we receive as children stick with us and shape our self-perception. Like when a child is told that they're not good at something, they internalize that. And they hold on to that belief, even if it's not true. And I've seen lots of adults so many times in my practice that have a pretty strong limiting belief about themselves that's based on something that was said to them in childhood or done to them. Another source of a limiting belief would be societal norms. Cultural or social expectations can impose limitations on what someone thinks they can achieve. Past failures are also a source of limiting beliefs. When someone has tried and failed at something in the past, it can create a fear of future attempts. And then they think they can't do it, or that they're not good enough, and that's simply not the case. Did you know that Dr. Seuss's first book was rejected 27 times before it was accepted? Or that Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first job as a TV anchor? Or that Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination and he didn't have any good ideas from a newspaper editor in his first job? So imagine if these people had let limiting beliefs take over their lives, right? And lastly, of course, not least, negative self-talk. Our inner dialogue can sometimes be our biggest critic, reinforcing negative beliefs. How many times do you talk yourself out of something because your mind tells you you can't do it? That inner critic, right? What if that voice could be encouraging and supportive instead? You'd likely have more confidence and then do whatever it is that you're trying to do or going to do. So the first step in overcoming limiting beliefs is to identify them. And you may need to do some self-reflection, begin to recognize patterns, and you may even want to consider seeking feedback from someone you trust, a mentor or a family member, and of course practicing mindfulness to catch those limiting beliefs when they are arising in the moment. Now, of course, I'm not going to talk about limiting beliefs and then not help you eliminate one of them. So we're going to use what's called an NLP technique to do that, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And it's a kind of a form of hypnosis where you're just using your imagination, and it's really easy. So think about something that is holding you back in some way or preventing you from succeeding or from being the person you really want to be. Okay, everyone have something in their mind? If you have more than one, just choose one. And you can do this with your eyes open or closed. However, most people find it easiest to do with their eyes closed so they can, get rid of any other visual feedback. So, with your eyes open or closed, in whatever way works best for you, go ahead and see, feel, and perceive, or imagine a whiteboard in front of you, in your mind. An absolutely clean, pristine whiteboard. Now, there's a black marker. Take that black marker and write that limiting belief nice and big on the whiteboard. All right, now there's an eraser there, so go ahead and erase that limiting belief. Erase it left to right, up and down, diagonal one direction, nice big swipes, diagonal the other direction. Use big sweeping strokes, really make sure it's gone, erasing it side to side again, up and down, diagonal, all over. Just get rid of it. And now take a cloth and just shine up that whiteboard so it's clean and pristine and sparkling again. Now on that whiteboard, go ahead and write a better thought, feeling, belief. Something that would work much better for you. Maybe it's the opposite of the one you erased. Write it on the whiteboard, a belief you would rather have. Good. Now, notice there's some colored markers there. Go ahead and pick up those colored markers and add some color to those letters. Really jazz them up a bit, brighten them up. Each one of those letters, brighten them up however you'd like to do that. Color them so that thought, feeling, or belief really stands out. That's it. Really brighten up those letters, color them all up. Good. And if it's okay with you, add an uplifting soundtrack to that new belief on the whiteboard. Music you really love. It could be a song with words or music without words. Doesn't matter, just make sure it's uplifting. And as you have the music, notice how those letters begin to dance around on that whiteboard. They're a moving and a grooving and a bopping and a dancing around in a way that's uplifting to that soundtrack you've created. That's right, just let those letters dance and move right off that board and into the top of your head. Let them dance right into the top of your head. And now they are inside your head and they're dancing and swirling around and swirling around in such a beautiful way. And I wonder how many times that new feeling, thought, or belief needs to swirl around in your head before it becomes real to you. And however many times that is to you, do it now. Swirl it around as fast or as slow as you want it to go, and for as many times as it needs to become real to you now. And things can happen very quickly in your imagination. And send those dancing letters all the way down through your whole body, through every organ and cell of your body, filling you up with that wonderful thought, feeling, or belief. Good, and once you've done that, imagine a giant billboard up and to your right. Now take that colorful, better feeling, thought, or belief and put it up there on that giant billboard on your right. Big, bright, beautiful, colorful, and real to you. That's it. And now go ahead and put a picture right there up on your right that represents you succeeding with this. Think about an image that reminds you that you are successful and that represents this new belief about yourself. Put it up there on that giant billboard off to the right, up and to the right. And now you can take that picture, whatever it is, and incorporate it into your mind in a way that makes sense to you. And anytime you need to remind yourself of this new belief, all you need to do is think up and to your right. And there it is for you to access again. And now bring that all the way back with you inside of you. Take it in and make it real in whatever way you'd like. And in a moment, I'm going to count up from 1 to 5. And at the count of 5, you'll be wide awake, eyes open, fully alert. 1, wiggling fingers and toes. 2, notice the chair supporting your body. 3, really feeling this new belief becoming a part of you now. 4, coming back to the room. And 5, eyes open, fully awake, fully aware. And how do you feel? Did you get rid of that old belief, right?
I hope so.
So yeah, notice it's just kind of disappeared, right? Limiting beliefs are powerful, but you can get past them by identifying them, replacing them with positive beliefs, and by taking consistent action, you can break free from those self-imposed barriers. So remember, the only limits you truly have are the ones that you accept. And if any of you are interested in learning more about hypnosis, you can come and see me after, and we can arrange to do a free screening and go from there. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.